Just a Job is the podcast for the modern woman to redefine what success looks like. We highlight real women and their real stories.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Just a Job. It's our monthly one-on-one. Happy May, y'all. We are so excited to be here. This is Ellen's birthday week.
Jump scare.
No, not jump scare. This is a good week. This is a good week. Although you heard last week that Ellen's birthday, she has to go into the office.
Wah, wah. Yeah. It'll be, Sarah had a very good idea of like bringing treats into the office so I can like bribe some people to be my friend and be like, celebrate with me. So I think I'm going to take you up on that trick and go get some cookies or something.
Yeah. It's like in grade school, like birthdays are a way to make you just feel cool and popular and wanted.
Popular. Which you already are. You don't need, let me just repeat, you don't need birthday treats to become that person. You already are that person.
No, I think it could really work in my favor. Hey, hire me full time at the end of this contract. Have a cookie.
Just find the hiring managers. Only
Seriously.
the people in HR get a cookie.
Mm-hmm. I'll go walk around all the offices instead of the cubicles and be like, hey, knock, knock, want a cookie?
Hey. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Well, this month's one-on-one, Ellen and I were talking about how it would be fun to interview each other, but ask only the rapid fire questions, but not answer necessarily rapid fire. So ask and then give a little bit more of our background. So
as Ellen whips out her piece of paper, it's
so I don't forget.
Her trusty
my handy dandy
sheet.
So I think this will be fun because I don't even think I know the answers to some of the questions for you.
Same.
So I am going to ask you, Ellen,
your favorite. Your favorite one to start with.
This is, I think this is the perfect example. If you've been listening, I botch this question every time, but it's because I just choose the wrong words. I know what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to read it verbatim. Ellen, what is one thing you cannot live without to make it through the workday?
Okay. That question is also worded really weirdly. Like now that I look at it physically on the piece of paper, I'm like, oh, it sounds weird. It's hard to say. It's not like a fully thought out question. Anyways, one thing I cannot live without during the workday. I'm so sorry, but I have two. One, I'm going to follow suit with everyone and say coffee because it is what it is. And I say that one of my most prized possessions is my Nespresso machine. And it gets me out of bed in the morning knowing that I have a gorgeous coffee, whatever I want. An espresso, a double espresso, regular, half calf, decaf. I have it all in my coffee drawer. And I like to have one iced coffee in the morning and then a decaf when I like still kind of want a coffee, but I don't need the caffeine.
Yeah. You are the Nespresso queen for sure.
I love my Nespresso. It like, I try and tell everyone to buy it too. But the bad thing is now that I have it, having any other coffee, like coffee from a Keurig, ass. It tastes disgusting. I do not like it. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
You're not a snob, but you just have your preferences. That's all.
Fair. Thank God my new office has really good coffee. So I'm very happy about that.
Yes. Nothing ruins a day quite like shitty coffee.
No. Like watery coffee, or it's like you know when it's like not strong enough and you can see through to the bottom of the cup, that's when you know it's going to be bad.
Ooh, can I tell you, on my birthday we were on our way out of town and there's a cute little diner just down the street that's like really good food. It's only open on a few days and they have coffee and they have La Colombe coffee, which is like a local roaster here. You've had La Colombe, the draft lattes. Anyways, I was like, yes, I'm going to get a latte. I'm just going to get an iced latte. That 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. I was so sad. And you know, right when they hand over your coffee and you're just like, it's the wrong shade. It's the wrong shade. You can tell it's watery. You saying see-through. I'm like, a latte shouldn't be see-through. Iced coffee, see-through because it has just kind of a splash of milk. But if this is like 50% milk, this should look creamy. And it did not. It was so sad. Okay.
It's such a disappointment.
Yes. Number 2.
What was the other thing? Like a walk. whether it's on my walking pad or going outside and physically walking, like I must go for
Mhm.
a walk. I'm like a little puppy
Mhm.
dog and I need to be walked throughout every day. And that's my other
Basically.
thing I can't live without during the workday.
Mhm. I giggle because I am constantly reminded that we're like 90% the same person.
It's actually a little terrifying sometimes. Like, in case you haven't picked up on it, the amount of like parallels that we have in our life, literally
I
even
just like
so
to
much
mention
so,
too. Yes, sorry, keep going.
okay, our parents have the same coffee table. Did you know that?
What?
I remember going over to your parents' house and I was like, literally my parents have the same coffee table as you. Like, how
Okay, so
ridiculous.
it extends outside of us. Well, I'm giggling for
Yes.
many reasons because I'm like, have you heard the like white SUV versus the black SUV mom? Like, I'm
Yes.
sorry, but look at you. You have freshly beautiful blonde hair. You're wearing a blouse that's white, and I like have my brown hair and my black shirt. Like our personalities are so perfectly depicted right now.
Sarah, don't sell yourself short. I think you look beautiful. And I really
I'm
I really
not.
like the sweater
Yeah,
vest. I think it's cute.
thank you. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's just funny. Anyways,
The
okay. I
differences.
love,
Yeah.
yes, I love your answers because they're pretty much exactly what I would say too.
Okay. I was gonna say, so Sarah, tell us what are
It's
two
perfect.
I was gonna say two
Maybe,
things.
yeah,
Maybe two things. Maybe
Maybe.
one, maybe three.
Mm-hmm.
Things you cannot live without during the workday are
Work day for sure, a walk. And I've been, now that the weather is nice, has to be a
yeah.
morning walk. And I love it because
Mm.
if you know me, I do not like birds. I think that they are just spooky scary. But I love the beautiful music that they create. And I don't know if it's just because
Yeah.
I'm more tuned in or because of where we live now. There's like more birds, but walking the dog very early in the morning, I'm just like, I feel like I'm not Cinderella. Who's the one that has all the animals? Sleeping
Well, there's a
Beauty?
lot of Disney princesses that have those.
Okay. Well, I feel like all of
Snow
them.
White, Sleeping
Snow White.
Beauty.
Yes. With all of my birds. And then
It's
the
so relaxing. Like, what a
it
lovely
is.
way to spend your morning.
Yes. Yes. Like to the point where sometimes if I just need background noise and the birds aren't out, or like in the winter when the birds aren't out, I'll listen to like YouTube 8-hour playlists of like
Yeah.
springs or spring music. Anyways. And then the second thing to make it through the workday, I would say, is a good hearty breakfast. I am
Mm.
like, we've been on a smoothie kick. You heard all about it last week, but like if I'm not fed, I don't you don't want to be around me. So I would say that that is important. Plus two, water. There was, I think after, because we saw each other last week, like I was so dehydrated
Mm.
and I just like, you could just feel it. I feel like sluggish, you know? So bottoms
Okay,
up.
the breakfast thing is hysterical to me because I remember when we first met, we lived in the same city, so we didn't have like go out of town and come visit kind of deal. And I
Mhm.
remember one of the first times, I think it was for a wedding or something, like you and Michael came to stay with me and Tim, and we like I think we went to a wedding and the next morning, like I hate breakfast.
Oh,
I
I
like
do remember this.
refuse. It's not that I refuse to eat it. I just like I'm never hungry in the morning and I just don't
Mhm.
really enjoy it. So I like will force myself to have a smoothie or like literally a tiny muffin, like something to eat. So I am not well stocked with breakfast at my house. And I remember that one weekend you guys came to stay and you woke up and you were like, I'm going downstairs and I'm going to go get a breakfast burrito. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then like, I didn't even remember what food we had. And you're like, no, I'm going to go get a breakfast. I have to eat right now. And I was like, okay.
You're like, okay,
I was like,
bitch.
I was like, okay, Sarah needs to go eat. Like, let her go have her breakfast. And now that I
Mhm.
know that, it's like, it's so funny whenever it's like you in the morning, even like when you were in town recently of like, I need to eat
Where's a
something.
potato?
It just cracks me up. Yes. I'm like, okay, we got to water, coffee, and breakfast for you to make it through your day.
It has to be. Oh my God.
Yes.
I like to think I'm a simple woman. Just keep me fed. Really. That's it. That's it.
All good things.
Okay. Number two.
Sarah, can I ask
Oh.
the second question? Can I start?
Sure.
Sarah, what is your favorite corporate catchphrase?
Oh, No wonder all of our guests get so stumped by these questions. And I've
It should
asked
be your
how many
least
people.
favorite.
Yeah, it should be.
I don't know. I have to. Oh, I know mine.
Oh God. Okay, turning the mic over to you so I can get this.
Okay.
Ellen,
I
what's
also
your
have
favorite?
two again, which is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And mine are least favorite.
Okay.
One, boil the ocean. Ugh, hate.
What?
Also,
Hate.
like as a project manager, that also like rings true because you start a project and everyone's like, well, what if it did this, or could we do this? And it's like, no, we can't boil the ocean. So I have love hate relationship with that phrase. The second is double click. Couldn't hate that more if I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if we, it's like when you're doing a presentation, right? Oh, and we're going to be talking about this today, and let's go ahead and double click on that and understand a little bit this on a deeper level. Hate double click. Ick, ick, ick.
Ew. Those
Don't
are
like
both
it.
very, very visual.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Double click, I've heard.
I'm not
I've
a
never
fan.
heard anybody say boil the ocean, I don't think. But that's
You.
yeah. I understand the context. You can appreciate the context, what they're trying to say, but it's also like just say it. You can't do too much.
Honorable mention for huge ick is if when your presentation meeting, regardless of whatever setting it's in a professional way, if you use acronyms like every other word, I hate you. I don't want to hear what you have to say. And you think that you're smarter than everyone, and I don't like you. I hate when people do that.
Yep. Corporate
Clearly, I
catchphrases.
needed
I
to. I was going to say I needed to air some grievances with that. Now, didn't I?
she's like 1, try 18. I would say low hanging fruit. Like I feel like that happens a lot when they're just trying to say easy win. Or and I don't even work in sales and I work in marketing, so it's like, yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand. But like low hanging fruit.
Ick.
Why does fruit have to be involved? I don't know. It's just like why can't we just say, oh, that'll be a quick win? Or like, oh, that's an easy one to get. Low hanging fruit. Yeah. Wait. Saying all of this makes me want to do a quick. I'm going to just type in corporate catchphrase, move the needle, circle back.
I like
low
circle
hanging
back.
fruit.
That's a good one.
Bandwidth. That's always. Oh, God. Balls in the air. Baked in. Bandwidth.
You know who we need to reference for this conversation is Brittany. Hi, I'm a teacher turned executive assistant. Here are the things I know, and then she flips her notebook. That's what we need.
My God, she is hilarious. Yes.
Go look at her on TikTok. She's hysterical.
Big supporter. Yes.
Yes.
Fast paced environment. Oh, we're a family here.
Oh, vomit everywhere. That's also not only an ick, a huge red flag. Your company says that. Run for the hills.
We're a family.
The most toxic, trauma-filled family.
Okay,
totally.
That was a good one. Next question.
Okay.
Your biggest corporate pet peeve.
Ooh. I hate when people are condescending. The condescending / politics. Like I just cannot stand that. And I understand, there's corporate America is a hierarchical. Is that a word?
It's just the way that you said it. Yeah.
Hierarchy. There's a hierarchy. I respect that. This makes it. Oh, okay. Quick story time. There was this woman that I worked with previously, and I had worked with her on several projects. So much so I was on client calls with her. She knew who I was. We had some sales kickoff rah thing, and everyone's in the office in person. A session finishes up and we're leaving to go to lunch or something, and everyone's in the elevator and we're talking, and her and I are actively engaged in conversation. And she goes, "Wait a second. You're the HR girl, right? Don't you help onboard people?" And I said, "No. My name's Ellen. I'm a project manager. I literally presented
girl.
HR girl. I literally just presented in the session that we just wrapped up, and I've worked with you on projects previously. And it's like, I don't think she was being dumb, and I don't think she literally didn't know. She's trying to embarrass me in front of this like elevator of people. Like that
Ugh.
politic condescending kind of nonsense.
Don't
Cannot
like that.
stand. No. I'm airing a lot of
Oh, aren't
grievances
you?
today. I'm
That's
gonna
okay.
feel a lot better after this, I think.
This is a therapy session.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. Okay. Your biggest corporate pet peeve.
I think there's definitely some ones that are like specific to being a project manager, because I feel like in my experience you are so in the weeds, and so it's like you're not just like in one lane, you're like traffic controlling like 16 lanes,
Mm.
so you're constantly working with people. So definitely the condescending behavior, because I think that happens a lot, especially when people like think of you as like the tattletale, or like
Yeah.
as the, I don't know. I would say when people do a lot of talking and not a lot of listening, just in general.
Ooh, that's a good
Like
one.
like when you're in a meeting and it's just one person just talking the entire time, and it's just like, "Hey, shh, 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 shh. Maybe you could figure something out if you just shh." And
Maybe just shut up.
hey, don't you just want to say that? I think
Yes.
also too, just like in general, depending on the environment of the company and the culture of the company, it's this almost like reverting back to grade school when it comes to how you feel as an employee, like having to
Totally.
ask to do things. Like if I'm in a meeting and I need to go to the bathroom, I just want to go to the bathroom. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to like ask to get up or whatever. Or like getting PTO denied. That's never happened to me, but like that's happened to people that I feel like I've seen on TikTok where people get
Yeah.
like denied PTO. And it's like I had to ask to use
Yeah.
the benefit that you gave me. Anyways, things like that. I think it's just when people don't treat you like an adult.
Yeah.
And when people don't
The
shut their freaking mouths.
the middle school mentality is really interesting because then it's like, okay, who are the bullies? Who are the cool kids on campus? You know, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I lost my spot on my paper. I'm like, what question are we on? Number 4, the best benefit that you've ever had.
Ooh. There's a couple that I could think of. When working at the Abbott, it was just this like, it wasn't a benefit necessarily, as in like a bullet point on a job application. It was the freaking cool factor. Like it was
Yeah.
working for a company that you just felt cool to work for and work with. And there were a lot of like fun benefits that came with working in the event space, like connections and people kind of trying to like schmooze you. Like Ellen and I got to floor seats at Taylor Swift's Reputation concert in Kansas
That was
City.
so cool.
Insane things like that, where it's just kind of like I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And I think also too, that wasn't like a corporate job by any means, which I loved because I felt like trusted for the most part. If I needed to take days off, I could. There wasn't like this formalized structure, which sometimes led to issues. But I think in general, we're all just kind of like entitled to do what we needed to when we needed to, not just in terms of vacation. So I would say that that's probably one of the best benefits. Side note, I have to say, Ellen and I were talking about this when we asked this question. We've gotten so many women that have said that their best benefit is health insurance. And that could look like a couple of different things. That could be like really great health insurance that I don't have to pay any money for, and it affords me all of these amazing benefits. Or it could just quite literally be access to healthcare. And I think it's important to be like, oh man, like that's great that you have healthcare, but like there's a part of me that almost is like, that's a little sad that that's the best benefit, is like something that everyone should have access to, right? Like that shouldn't even be a benefit. That should almost just be a given.
That's my exact thought of like, it's weird associating the word benefit with healthcare when healthcare should be a basic human right. So it is the concept of, oh, this is a perk because you work for this company. You get to live a healthy lifestyle and have access to healthcare, which is crazy and
Love
so
the
sad.
system we've built. Yes. Ellen, best benefit.
Ooh, okay, maybe a couple. When I was nannying, I with the family in Kansas City, they were so wonderful, and I was like an extension of their family, and so like pretty much anything that they had, I was able to take advantage of. So like if I needed to borrow a car, if I it's just like all these little things. It was like literally having another family and
Yeah.
having that kind of relationship was so nice because like if there was something going on, like one morning literally Brewer got out and I was going to be late and I called them and I'm like crying running around the
I
streets like
remember
looking for
this.
my dog, and I called the dad because he was home at the time, and he goes, I'll come help you look for him, and he was on the way to
Oh.
come help me. And it's like little things like that would literally never help happen like in a corporate setting, right? So
Yeah.
that kind of relationship was like so lovely. And plus, like with someone who didn't have family in Kansas City, it was like kind of like an extension of a family. So that was definitely a really nice benefit for sure. And in a corporate setting, I would say my previous job had really, really good healthcare. I had like full access and I paid $0, and they built out a maternity leave program. So
It's huge.
that was fabulous.
Yeah.
I have a question. You've had I've like heard so many good interesting things about unlimited PTO. And I know
Mm.
that you had that at one point. What are your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on that, and what did you like and not like about it?
Mm. So initial thought is I liked it, but I think that's because the company culture supported it.
Mm,
And it is lip service, I think, for companies to provide unlimited PTO because it's like a nuanced situation, right? You can only take so much. Um, Sometimes you'll get like backhanded comments and things. And like, just because it's unlimited doesn't mean it's guaranteed, right? So there's
mm,
a higher likelihood that you might get denied PTO, like if you request it. Also,
mm,
too, I think sometimes it just opens you up to have more more of a chance for having eyes on you, like unnecessary eyes on you, right? Even if you're taking full advantage of it. Like
yeah,
there's stipulations. Also, too, from a financial perspective, you don't get paid out. So like if you're somebody who really doesn't
forgot about
use
that.
PTO, yeah, if you don't really use PTO all that much, um and you rack up also too like your accrual rate I think is important. If you work for a company where you get let's just say like 15 to 20 days and you can move however many, no specific limit, to the next year, like I know some people who have like 6 to 9 months of PTO stacked up, which is sad because use your freaking PTO. But like if you
That's
just find that you
insane.
don't use it, like you and that's in addition to your sick days.
Hmm.
So I see both sides of the coin. I don't think that I would choose a company based off of that policy. Like
Interesting.
if it existed and I knew stipulations or like the other employees' experience with it,
Hmm.
that's I think that's the game changer. But in
Yeah.
my experience, it was a positive experience with
Hmm.
unlimited. Yeah. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah. I'm it's curious to me. Like it kind of seems like this cool shiny object of like, oh my God, that
Mm-hmm.
would be so cool and so wonderful. But on the flip side, like from my previous job, one of the items, I guess, in my severance package was my PTO. And
Mm-hmm.
California also has a law to where you can roll over an
Oh
unlimited
yeah.
amount of PTO hours on a calendar year. And so I made out like a bandit. I
Oh
cashed
yeah.
out like, I don't even remember, but it was over 100 hours of PTO. And I like
Mm-hmm.
purposefully banked it up because I was like, something weird is going on here. I want to hang on to these
Yeah.
just in case. And so I definitely like reaped the benefits that way. But I also am pretty much someone that like I have that just a job mentality where like I will take PTO if I want it. Like I have
Mm-hmm.
never understood people who like don't take their PTO because they feel like they have to work. And maybe I just haven't had like that important of a job or felt so called or strongly about my work that I would have that feeling of, oh, I can't take any time off of work. But
Yeah.
I have always just been like, I'm closing the laptop. Bye. See you later. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never had that desire or call to not take my PTO because of work.
Yeah. I agree. It's like I think that the only cause for alarm when it comes to PTO is if the policy is like very minimal, meaning like
Yeah.
you only get 5 to 10 days a year.
Which
And
is
in
crazy.
addition to that, whatever your sick leave policy
Mm.
is, too,
Mm-hmm.
I think is important.
Yeah. That was a fun
Uh,
tangent.
that was a fun tangent. Ellen, what is your favorite way to unwind after work?
It depends on the day. It's either like a reality TV show of like I've been
Mm,
waiting to watch, like a Summer House, a Real Housewives. Like I love knowing at the end of the day that I have a show waiting for me. And I
mm-hmm.
get to like make a yummy dinner and sit down and watch reality TV. Oh, chef's kiss. That
Beautiful way.
or I hate saying going for a walk and like listening to a podcast, but it's pretty typical.
You
I
like
listen
what you
to my
like?
favorite podcast. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Just a Job, and I listen to that sometimes.
There's these really two cool girls named
So
Sarah and
cool.
Ellen.
Sara. Sara and Ellen. I don't like how I said that. Ick. Okay. Yes, I like to go for walks, listen to podcasts, and then watch
Beautiful.
TV. I'm a simple creature. Oh, what about you?
Simple creature. I would say right now, just with like the way, honestly, like, well, we have one car, and this is just what works best. But working out, so going
Mm-hmm.
to the gym and doing my Evlo class, and then sitting in the sauna. Like I need 5 to 10 minutes in the sauna. I sit and I
Mm-hmm.
prop my feet up on the wall, and I usually there's a playlist on Spotify called Peaceful Meditation, and it's like spa music, and I just
Love
lay
that.
there, my eyes closed, and I sweat it out, and it's just probably one of the highlights of my days. And then cooking dinner with Michael. That's
Mm-hmm.
like we pretty much, even if it's a quick meal, we always cook dinner together. So
Yeah.
that is how I unwind after walk.
How's your Evlo classes going?
Oh
Is it
my
an
god.
app on your phone?
It is. You can do the account on your phone, or you can also do it
Okay.
on your computer. Um, it's amazing. I love it so much. Like I am a fitness class girl in the sense of I like having community, but more
Yeah.
importantly, I like being told what to do. And like they're so thorough on the app, like how much weight to use, how many reps, and it's like a different form of working out that I haven't done in the past,
Mm.
not to go like fully into it, but I've always just been like, okay, I need 30 minutes of exercise. It doesn't really matter what I do. I can either work
Mm-hmm.
on like my upper body or lower body, but this is like you're targeting specific muscles certain days of the week, and you do so many reps to get to basically muscle failure. I don't know. It's just like I just feel stronger and I feel more successful.
Yeah.
And also too, it's not like getting in the gym and me dealing with a bunch of bros.
Your favorite.
I get to go, yeah, I get to go off on my own corner and just have my own moment. So I love it. I love it. I
Oh,
wish I had a code
good.
to give you or
Yeah.
anyone.
Oh my God, maybe that's a lucrative business option we could look into in the future. I
Oh my
really need to
God,
try
we should
it.
do
I
a
keep saying that and I haven't. Maybe I'll write it down on my little notes that I have here in front of me.
yeah.
Go
We could do a
sign
partnership.
up. That would be fun.
That would be
So
fun.
you bring the app and program on your phone to the gym and then just follow it, and that's your little routine.
Mm-hmm. And there's
Lovely.
it's a video, which I think is nice. So
Mm.
I'm not just like it holds me accountable because and then the instructor is doing the workout at the same time. So it's not like somebody just telling you what to do. No, I'm
Right.
doing it.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah.
So
But I like it
cool.
because it has like plans.
Right.
So
Well,
yes.
all right. Now thinking about this a little bit more as well. So there are 4 or 5 towers, something like that, at my job. And the building that I am in, I am on the second floor. And on the first floor of my building is the gym. So maybe during lunch, I can have my little Evlo Fitness, bring it downstairs and do a little workout. That sounds so
Yes.
nice.
Yeah. Start to finish, the classes are 35 minutes.
Wow. You're really selling
So
me on this, Sarah. Well done.
I think you can try a month free.
Oh, cool. All right.
Do
Note
it.
for later.
Do it.
Do it. Where are we?
Last
You said
question.
we both did that one. Okay. Yeah. All right. I think we all are going to know the answer to this one. In person or remote?
I am 80% remote, 20% in person. I have been working like remote since, well, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And I consider myself to be pretty social, but within reason. And I actually really enjoyed, I think, based off of the company culture, I like going in and being around people. I don't like the getting up and getting dressed and putting on makeup and getting in the car and feeling rushed and getting into the
Yeah.
office and then and then like what am I supposed to do with my hour lunch break? Whereas with home, it's like, oh, I can do the laundry. I can be more efficient in the home, which allows me to just
Mm-hmm.
like be a better employee because it's less things that I'm thinking about. So I would definitely say team in our remote, but I wish that I could do like one day in office just to be a
Get
human.
some balance. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I love working remote, but the in office piece does it. So it's interesting, right? All of my like previous work experience was all in person, but it was not a corporate setting until 2020. And I started the day that the office closed. So I was fully anticipating being in office 24/7 at my new job. Obviously, that
Mm-hmm.
did not happen. And I was remote for a solid 2 years. And then we had a project fail. So then I had to go in like 24/7. So it was completely at home to completely 100% in person. And then it kind of petered off from there. And then when we moved, I was again 100% remote. And going from both extremes, I think there's a lovely balance to find there in the middle. And
Mm-hmm.
now I'm hybrid with 2 days a week in office. And I think that is the secret sauce. I think
Mm-hmm.
one day a week would be like, what's the point? And 3 days
Mm-hmm.
in office would be like, this is too much. And I also really like that they have like Wednesday is the anchor day. So I always am guaranteed I know I'll be in on that day, which like is fine. I don't care. And you get to pick the other day, which is also nice so that if you have stuff going on during the week, you can move it around as necessary. So I like
Mm-hmm.
the flexibility and being able to be home and be comfortable, eat when I want, not have to drive. And then we also have one car. Maybe not for long, but we'll see. I don't know. And Tim starts work at 7 a.m. So
Mm-hmm.
waking up and having a full beat and being fully dressed at 6:20 in the morning sucks. I hate it.
Yeah.
So don't love that aspect, but I think the hybrid is I'm kind of settling into it and liking it more than I thought I would, but I definitely still prefer remote. Does that count as answering the question?
Yeah. Yes.
Kind of counts.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. Plus, the commute just like is annoying regardless. I feel like just driving to work in general, regardless of how long it is, sucks.
Well, and I
Love
think like
hate.
collectively too, it's nice because like going to school and everything, you grow up thinking like I'm going to graduate and then I'm going to move to this place because of my job. Like your job is totally,
Yeah.
handcuffed to where you live previously in
Mm,
most cases. And that could be a good thing, but that could be a bad thing, right? If it
yeah.
was in the, like you knew that you wanted to live in one place and the job market just really didn't have anything that interests you or aligned with like, your experience. But then also too, like working remote, if you're applying for jobs, your pool, potentially depending on how many states they technically can at least have employees in, your pool is so big, so
Mm-hmm.
big. So then it's like really
Okay.
difficult to even make yourself stand out.
Totally. And during my job searches, that's one thing. Like I found this article, which now I need to try and go back and find it, but it essentially it talked about just that, to where LinkedIn expanded the job pool network from
Mm-hmm.
looking at finding job ads in a newspaper, circling and physically going in, to, instead of just a local pool of candidates, to quite literally a worldwide pool
Anybody?
of
Mm-hmm.
candidates.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so interesting. And people are saying that it's the same thing now with dating, because now with the dating apps, you can move the location to wherever you want. So instead of your small pool of candidates, it's potentially worldwide now, and how
Yeah.
that has also affected how, bringing it back to on the employer side, then them allowing to be so picky, because if there's
Mm-hmm.
not someone in San Diego that can do what you want, there's someone in the world that does that. So they're
Yeah.
allowed to have a more stringent vetting process to find the specific person that they want. And to your
Mm-hmm.
point, how the hell do you make yourself stand out against everyone else that's currently fighting for a job? It's
Yeah. But then
crazy.
it's similar to the dating thing. It like makes a grass is greener perspective
Mm-hmm.
from the employer side. Like if you know that your pool is going to be so freaking big, like how do you look at a candidate that's probably really stellar and then be like,
Right.
"Oh, there's probably somebody else." There's like
Mm-hmm.
you're like it almost feels like you'll never find the right one.
Right.
Um so I don't know. That's interesting. And then being on the side where you're like
Yeah.
applying for jobs, you're like, oh, great. Look, I'm one of thousands, tens of
Mm-hmm.
thousands of people. I wonder if that will change, especially as a lot of companies start to mandate like a
Yeah.
return to office. I bet it'll
That's
change.
interesting.
I bet it'll
It was
change. But
There was another point it made as well, of how companies aren't wanting to, like, they say, oh, hire someone because they have the soft skills and they can learn the job. And now companies are no longer wanting to do that, because they know that they can find someone somewhere with this really niche experience that doesn't have to be taught, because they already know it. And
yeah, they're
that's
looking for
making it
unicorns.
even more right. It's making it
Yeah.
even more crazy. I mean, I literally got a rejection because I didn't have experience, like hands-on experience running projects through Jira. And I was like, I could literally learn how to use that platform in 2
Mm-hmm.
days, and you're
Yeah.
not offering me the job because of that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. When it feels like it should be hire the right person and teach them the skills. That's just like life. You're never going to find
Right.
the absolute right person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
It's
So,
nuts. Wow, another
well,
fun tangent.
Look at that.
God, it's fun answering. I'm glad we got to answer them
Yeah, that
ourselves.
was fun.
We now know the pain that is put upon our
Yeah, it is kind of hard.
interviewees.
And I love that we call them rapid fire. And like, even in
We just spent
episodes, I
40
feel like they're
minutes.
not rapid fire. I know.
Never.
Rapid
even
fire is
close.
like a one-word answer, and we're like, tell us about your life. No, just kidding.
Well, again, it is Ellen's birthday week. So mark your calendars. Wednesday, send Ellen a message, call her, annoy her, DM her on LinkedIn,
Oh my God.
my favorite platform, and tell her happy birthday. But everyone, enjoy your week. Any parting thoughts, Ellen?
Thanks for the birthday, love. So appreciate it. This was a fun episode. I like deviating from norm and just shooting the shit
Yeah.
and talking with you. This is fun.
Always, always.
Always.
Well, everyone, enjoy your Monday. Make sure to follow us on all the socials: TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We don't say that enough. We're on YouTube.
No, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a YouTube kid,
Find us on YouTube. Oh my God. Such a niche type of person.
anyways,
Yep.
everybody, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.